friends, and welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. I am Chris. We've got some orders that have sold for me on eBay and Poshmark, but I want to talk about something that eBay offers that I feel is pretty darn close to, dare I say it, a scam. They sent me an email the other day. I clicked on it. It sounded promising. I thought I'd give it a shot. It's pretty scammy. Right after the intro song, we're going to talk about that and get into those orders that sold as well. So stick around.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? Pez dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
Alright, so I'm sitting down at my computer because I want to get right into it and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But it all started a few days ago when I got an email from eBay. You may have seen something similar come to you, and the subject line was this. Exclusive offer, $100 off promoted listings with the priority strategy. I'm going to start off right off the bat and say eBay isn't taking any money from me, but this particular system that they are promoting and promoting hard is kind of scammy. That's the only way I can describe it, at least based off the results that I got. But again, let's talk about this email. Essentially what it is they want you to use these promoted listings with a priority strategy. So normal promoted listings through eBay, essentially what it is you pay a percentage that as soon as you sell the item, if it was bought through a promoted listing, you're going to pay that percentage as a promoted listings fee, but only if the item sells. Well, with this process, this promoted listings with a priority strategy, you are paying per click on your listing, regardless of if the item sells or not. It's risky, not something that I've ever wanted to do. I've seen it offered in the past. Maybe they've had these particular promotions in the past, but I have seen it listed under the options for promoted listings. But I've never done it before, but I thought, let's give it a try. It's basically $100 free. I looked at the terms and conditions. It essentially says that you get up to $100 in credits back to your account. So I gave it a shot. Going old school here, but I just want you to see what it is. Priority campaign from 8/12/2025 to 8/13/2025. That's how long it lasted. Well, specifically right here, it says August 12th through August 14th. Right off the bat, you'll notice here there's this targeted daily budget of $59. This is part of the way that it feels a little bit scammy to me. I didn't choose $59 completely at random. What I did was I chose 100 listings, and the minimum amount you would spend per day before they would even allow you to do the promoted listings or the priority strategy, the minimum amount was $59 a day. That was just crazy to me. So I stuck with $59, and the fact that they were only giving me $100 of credit meant I really could only do this for 2 days. But why do you have to pay so much? Why do you have to have such a high daily budget? It was mind-blowing to me. For 100 listings, you have to spend $60 a day. It's just crazy to me. All right, let's get a little bit more into the results. So what did I get for my essentially $100 that I spent? You can see here I ended up spending $102.29 on ad fees. I had 301 clicks of all the 100 listings that I had. One sale for $20. $102 in fees, 300 clicks, one sale. This amount doesn't really matter. This is what's crazy to me. One sale, 300 clicks, $100 in fees. Now, if this one sale was for a $1,500 item, okay, that's not bad. So that's what makes this $20 rough. Well, you might be thinking, okay, maybe I chose really bad listings, old, stale listings, things that were not good. That's just not the case at all. I ended up choosing a lot of listings that I've just put up in the last 90 days or so. So these were good items. But it ended up coming out to be approximately 30 cents per click. 30 cents per click. On top of it all, there is no way to spread out that budget over a wide variety of items. For example, I had one Canon digital camera, just one camera alone, that had 50 clicks, and there were ad fees of $19.32 just on that one camera alone. Right here you can see Canon PowerShot, 1,163 impressions, 50 clicks. at 39 cents a click. $19.32. I don't know how they come up with this cost per click. You see this one here, I had 5 clicks at 34 cents per click. But this one listing accounted for 20% of my total ad budget. Again, it's I don't have any control over that. That's all part of eBay's algorithm. Even if I had sold the item, it's $34.99 free shipping. So I would have spent $19.32 in ad fees just to sell something for $35 free shipping. Before we go any further, I just want to come out and say I probably am not the right seller to use this sort of strategy. I'm assuming this is geared towards large businesses, high volume, high dollar items. Maybe you have a bunch of brand new shoes, brand new items of clothing, usually probably brand new items, very similar. Maybe you only sell 10 different things, but you can therefore narrow down your strategy and be much more strategic with it. And so you can see, this particular listing, this Canon camera listing is using all of my budget. I'm going to take away that listing from this strategy, from this particular campaign, so I can focus on some of the other things and spread the wealth, as you might say. But I'm really just guessing. I don't know. I don't know how it should be used. And to me, that is also why it's scammy. You have this feature that eBay just lets you turn on quite simply. It wasn't difficult at all. You have to have this super high budget. If you're not careful, somebody who isn't all that savvy might end up losing hundreds of dollars if they didn't realize that this was going on. If they didn't realize how much eBay was charging per click. I feel like this should come with guidance. This should come with more guardrails, more ways for you to protect yourself and hopefully get a better return on your investment. Obviously, it's possible that if I left this running for a much longer period of time, maybe I would have sold all 100 of those items and really made it worthwhile. Probably not. Again, I do not think that my type of store or an everything reseller, the type of stuff that we tend to resell, used items from garage sales and thrift stores, I don't really think that is what this type of campaign is geared for. So I tried it out, and I'm letting you guys know so that probably you should avoid it. Letting you know you should avoid it. It's on the verge of scammy. I don't think eBay should have this feature for everyone, or they need to put in more guardrails, or it just needs to be better run, because I spent $102.39 in about 24 hours, and I got virtually nothing out of it. So be careful. I'm just going to say it, do not use promoted listings or the priority strategy for your eBay everything store. It is not going to be worthwhile. Comment below if I'm wrong on that. Maybe you've used this strategy in the past and had great success with it. Comment below. I'm sure there are many things that I might be missing about this, but also comment below, have you used this before? Have you had similar results? Have you had better results? Let us know. Let's get into pulling these orders. A couple of really good ones. We'll start with Poshmark. 2 Poshmark orders. One was a nice... These are both really, really, really old items. The first one is the best one. Might be the best sale of the day. Bought this I might be 2 years ago. I don't know exactly how long it is. At least a year for sure. This is I got it from Goodwill, Thai Law Patriots jersey from the early 2000s. Got it at Goodwill for $12.99. Really good condition. Because it was older, I listed it high at $99. I've had it run in multiple sales. I think it was as low as $33, or I don't know. It was down really low. Poshmark was nice. It never really goes on sale. Somebody sent me an offer for $72, and I gladly accepted that. So that was a really good sale. Just took forever. A little bit niche, so I kind of understand that. This is a 1.5 year long sale. I've mentioned this before. I do not like Duluth Trading as a resale brand. It is virtually dead. Bought these for $7.99. Ballroom double flex jeans. They sold on Poshmark after 1.5 years for $12. Took an offer for $12. Essentially just getting my money back. I give up. I give up completely. As I mentioned before, I only have this in my inventory because I bought it so long ago, but I will never buy a Duluth Trading item unless, I suppose, if it's brand new. Then I'll consider it. In my last video, I talked about overpaying for my 90s nostalgia Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Playmates action figure buy. I've listed 2 things, and one of them sold. The Bride of Frankenstein April sold. I think the other thing I have listed is the Psycho Cycle. I think I had mentioned that I might have comped those pretty low in the video, and I did. I thought this might only sell for $30. I listed it for $65, and it sold within a couple of hours. $65 plus shipping. The card on it is a little bit warped, you can see. So because of that, everything else was in the $80, $100, $110 range for that one. So I went ahead and priced it lower at $65, and like I said, sold immediately. So I'm about 1/4 of the way. 1/5 of the way to getting my money back. The Psycho Cycle I do have listed at $199 plus shipping, which also was higher than I thought. It is a really, really nice box. I think that somebody might buy it because the box is in such nice condition. They potentially could get it graded. It isn't sealed. So sealed boxes in that nice of condition are listed for over $300 to $500 on eBay. Because that one is not sealed, I decided to list it for about $200. It's going to be a long tail sell. Probably won't sell quickly. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I didn't think the April was going to sell. Bride of Frankenstein April was going to sell so quickly, and that sold in like an hour. Got a couple of brass. They're brass colored. I call these brass look gold tone animals. This was something from the storage unit auction that I had, and listed those for $16.99 free shipping, and they sold, so not bad on that. This item, one of the fastest things that I have ever sold on eBay. It sold in 11 minutes. I know that because I looked at when the email that I got said that the item was listed, and then the email that I got that said when the item sold, it was 11 minutes. It's this right here. I know you can't see what that was, but it is a Logos International Study Bible from 1965, I believe. Here's the title page on it because I want you to see it because, 1972. This sold immediately, 11 minutes, $59.99 shipping. I got it for free. I've noticed a couple of people subscribe to this philosophy, and I don't, but the people that gave it to me for free, they say they always give Bibles away for free. They buy storage unit auctions and have big, huge garage sales somewhat regularly, and they always give away free Bibles. Well, I don't subscribe to that philosophy, especially one that's unique like that. So that sold immediately, $59.99. Some of these that are a little bit older and in a little bit better condition sell for $150 and up. So because mine wasn't in great condition and was one of the newer ones from 1972, like I said, that's why I listed it for that price. Probably could have listed it for much more. Somebody must have had like an alert on their phone or something. They set up an alert to see whenever something like that was posted, because the fact that it sold in 11 minutes I don't think was just random. Almost dropped this. This sold, this upside down item. Picked this up for $5 at a garage sale. It's a fishing rod rack from the brand Okuma. O-K-U-M-A. It's hard to get in view. It's long, tall. Probably be $15, maybe even $20 to ship it. So it's not a huge money maker, but also depends on where it's going. If it's going anywhere west of the Rockies, it'll be a much cheaper price. Rosenberg, Texas. I might also ship it FedEx, save a little bit of money as well. But anyway, it's literally just storage for your fishing rods and reels. I think something else. It could be used for something else too, but $42.99 free shipping on that. I went to the thrift store yesterday, and I took a little bit of an expensive chance. I bought 4 of these things. $7.50 each. Each one of these weighs, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds. This is by a company called BTX. These are curtain drape motors. Automatic curtain or drapery motors. Got 4 of them total. I don't know how to test them. So that's the issue there. So I think I might lot them up for a decent amount. These sell used for about $225 or so. Curtain drape motors are insanely expensive, apparently, because one had sold recently $232, I think, something like that was the amount that it sold for on eBay. I don't know if they make those anymore, if the company's even in business. I'm hoping to sell all 4 of them, let's say for maybe $250 for the 4 of them, and then somebody can buy them and hopefully refurbish them, or at least test them out to make sure they work. Somebody who knows what they're doing. That's my goal. Of course, ideally I'd like to sell each of them for $200 each plus, but that's taking a big risk when I don't know how they work, if they work. So, but that was kind of fun. I bought a bunch of other things. Had a pretty decent day there at the thrift store, in spite of going in the middle of the week. It wasn't too bad. A lot of sandals, which was nice, even though it's kind of getting towards the end of sandal season. This sold. This is a Sunday Swagger golf shirt. Picked this up for like $4 or so at a thrift store. It's super cool. Great print on it. Sunday Swagger is a good brand. I thought it was going to sell for much more and quicker, and it didn't. I had a really bad season with polos. I think I bought 8 or so polos, and I think I've only sold maybe 2 of them. So that sold for $15 plus shipping. So still made a profit, but not a good season for polos. Just in general, I am finding men's clothing and shoes over the summer doesn't really seem to be selling that well. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know if that is some sort of a sign. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. This sold in much quicker time than I thought. A while back, I went to this horridly overpriced garage sale. This guy had quite a few good pairs of shoes. There was a pair of Hokas, for example, that I was interested in buying. He had no prices on anything. He just said, "How much will you offer?" I said $15. He essentially laughed because that was so low. Which I thought that was okay for a pair of used garage sale shoes, even if they were Hokas. Nonetheless, this is part of my strategy that even if things seem obnoxiously overpriced, don't immediately give up. Do a little bit more hunting. I found 2 belts, one that I kept for myself, and then this belt here. Don't know if that's going to come through. This is a Snap-on branded belt. He wanted $8 for it. I didn't comp it. I might not even have bought it, knowing, or if I had comped it. These sell new for like $38 free shipping. One had sold used for around like 26 bucks or something like that. Anyway, this one sold for $21.59 plus shipping really quickly. So turned out to be okay. Still more than I would have liked to have paid. 8 into $21 is not spectacular. Less spectacular because it sold so fast. I got done mowing the lawn. We're getting ready for a big, huge rainstorm that's coming in over the weekend. I hadn't mowed the lawn in quite some time because it's been so hot lately. I like to keep my grass long, not this long, but 5 inches or more when it's going to be so hot out, because it doesn't scald or burn the grass as much, and your grass is more apt to survive the heat wave. Well, the problem with that is eventually you got to mow it, and it took a long time, super long, super annoying, but I got it done. Now I just smell like grass and gasoline, so just sometimes a nice smell. But right now, when I'm doing all this work, need to get this stuff shipped out, it's not really spectacular. And I'm running out of time. I got to get all these shipped and to the post office in the next 58 minutes. And I'm still not even done filming. Isn't that fun? Shirt number 0048 sold. I picked this up for $3.99. It's a Patagonia Capilene base layer. And this was the item that sold in that promoted listings with priority strategy campaign. Sold for $20, free shipping. Somebody clicked on the link and sent me an offer. The reason why it maybe was a little bit lower on the price is it has this embroidery on it. It says pickled herring, and then this cute little fish. I don't really know what that is, but I thought it wasn't too crazy. I don't know if that's like the name of a company. I know what pickled herring is, but I don't know if that's the name of a company or what. 2 more items, and that'll be it for the day. I'm finally, I think, in the profit. Might not have already been, but for sure I'm in the profit now on my Milwaukee Tools buy. This is a new in the package 2.4 volt battery, Milwaukee battery, and that sold for $40, free shipping. So that puts me in the profit. Still have a bunch of stuff that hasn't sold. So, moral of the story, don't buy old Milwaukee things. By old, I mean 20 plus years old or older. Doesn't seem to sell nearly as well as the new stuff. Not shocking. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember, and it's very frustrating. So if you feel a little bit of hesitation in this video, it's because in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to remember what it was that I was going to talk about. Oh well. Last item of the day are these Keen hiking boots. These were $9.99, and they are the Logan model. Very good condition, very lightly worn, good tread. Just needed a little quick brush. I didn't even need to use soap or anything on it. And those sold for $39.99 plus shipping on that. So, Keen hiking boots. It's funny. In one of my previous videos, I just talked about how I bought a pair of Keen hiking boots sight unseen, not sight unseen, but I didn't comp it, and I thought just went off a condition. Those only sold for $18, and they were in just as good a condition, if not better. And then we have these here. The look of them, the function of them is so similar. But these ones sold for $39.99. It's just crazy how it works. So, moral of the story, comp your Keens. Well, I wish I could remember what it was, but must not be very interesting. Maybe I'll remember for the next video. Thank you to my PDX Posse member, Harley Gal143. Thank you to all of you for watching. Please like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to get more of these videos in your feed in the future. Good luck with all of your ventures out there, whether it be reselling or just watching YouTube videos. We'll catch you on the next video, so take care. Bye-bye.